Let's start the podcast.
I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Why don't we ride right into this tunnel of love? Boom, boom.
Great song.
Boom, boom.
Great tune. Love it. Springsteen. Tunnel of Love.
My
Title
Alexa,
track.
my Alexa came on and said that there was a new Springsteen release, and apparently it's a bunch of like greatest hits.
Oh.
So I had it playing in the house.
You see McCartney's going to be at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, when is that?
Headlining a Jimmy Buffett tribute concert. I don't know when that. I think it was. I want to say June 11th, but I'm not positive.
Nibbling on sponge cake on Penny Lane.
Yeah, man, that would be. I don't know, because his touring days may be done, but that might be one of the last chances. You know, I mean, the guy's 80, going to be 83.
So are we.
But to see him at the, I know, and he looks and sounds better than both of us. But the Hollywood Bowl back, and the Beatles played there, and but that would be. Have you been to the Hollywood Bowl? Sir? Have you seen?
I've seen a few things at the Hollywood Bowl. As a matter of fact, John Williams conducting the soundtrack to E.T., and my wife Bernadette had never seen E.T. And she goes, I don't know, that's not my thing. I don't want to see E.T. I'll go with you because you want to go. I go, it's the Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra.
Listen, you Philistine, I'm taking you to some fucking art here.
Dude,
John
she
Williams
does this every time we go somewhere. She goes, okay, I'll go with you. Yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah.
She's watching E.T.
Weeping.
And, live orchestra underneath. Sure. And she's like, I love this. She turns into Raising Arizona, Holly Hunter. I love
him. Bring me back a toddler.
She did it with Bruce Springsteen. I took her to the old Shea Stadium when we were dating. And she goes, I've never listened to his music. I know who he is, blah, 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 blah.
Who's this person?
She's a little younger.
Who is this person? Doesn't listen to Springsteen, never saw E.T.?
I'm a cradle robber.
What is she, 6?
Younger.
Holy God. Come on.
Same thing. We're watching it. He does this song. He sings for the working man. I love it.
Yeah.
What is that? Ford versus Ferrari when they're taking Ford Jr. on the ride. And Shelby's taking him for the ride.
Oh, that's yes.
I had no idea.
Right. That's Ford versus Ferrari. Yeah.
Great movie. Great fucking movie, man.
Yeah, I thought I saw it on a plane, so I think it seemed better than it was. But on a plane, everything always seems good to me because, you're in that little seat, you're watching. I don't know.
Yeah, you got
pretty good.
You got Blubber Man next to you, crawling over your seat. Yeah, you gonna eat that? Yeah, of course. Everything's better when you can put the blinders on. No, I've seen it 3 times. I've seen it 3 times. It hits everything. It's when I first saw it, I said, "Oh, it was one of those movies." I go, "Oh, this is good," and then afterwards, I'm going, "Oh, I think it was really good. Let me watch it again." And I did. I was like, "Oh my God, it is!" And then the third time, I was like, "Oh, I'm into it."
Damn. Yeah, that sounds. There's another one coming out in that same genre. I can't pull it right now offhand, but the guys who created cars and racing, and there's another movie of that ilk coming out. I don't know if it's Ferrari or Porsche, maybe Porsche. I don't know how it's said.
Yeah,
how do you go? Porsche? You say Porsche?
I don't say anything.
Oh, Porsche and Porsche it's like cans and con. I never know what
tomato.
Con. I never know. You missed one. You thought you'd be all over con.
Oh, I did. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
More editing for me.
I had an offer yesterday, a cruise offer.
Dun, dun.
And I threw your name to them on this one because you're a traveler. You enjoy the world. Right?
South America. Going to South America.
This was the offer. Join the world cruise in South Africa. I go, what?
World cruise, is that a 100-day cruise?
I don't know how long they've been out there. They've been out no longer than, I think it's longer than 100 because I remember Simeon did one of the first weeks, and that was many months ago. But the offer was you fly to South Africa and you'll get on the world cruise. And as he's saying it, I'm just laughing. I go, well, come on, you know the answer. And he's like, well, I'm just running it by you. I'm like, yeah, I'm asking. I go, well, I respectfully decline. God damn. I go, but I know someone who might like that. This man likes to travel the world.
I do. I like to go. I like to go with my wife. I like to do that.
Well, it wasn't you. I didn't suggest you.
Oh, all right. Well, good.
Well,
because
geez.
It's the same money.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Come on.
They should give you a bump in pay if you're traveling halfway around the world to meet a ship.
Well, that's the thing.
They should give you a bump.
For me, I was going to lose a week out of Miami to go to South Africa for the same money. I mean, you can't. I don't know who's doing that. Who would do that?
Let me see if I got.
Who would do it?
If your buddy Al has the downtime, I've never been to South Africa before. So
well, and then so I said no, but I said I know a few people who might want it. And then he said, "How about the last week of the World Cruise? The very last week, it'll be in New York. Join it in New York and sail to Miami."
That's not bad.
Like, I'll do that. I mean, they've seen every act, every entertainer, every performer, and then it's me and my little.
I've done two of these on the last week or 2 weeks.
How horrible was it?
And the passengers are miserable because they're like, "This is a mistake. Why did we take this?" Because they're done.
This is a mistake. Al Romas is here.
After a month, they're done. And they're doing 3 to 6 months. Crazy.
Yeah, and it's an old ship, right? It's like the Serenade or one of those old tubs.
Weather is a big factor.
Yeah, whether I want to do it or not is a big factor.
Hello.
I said no. I said nay.
Hold for that thing, boy.
Nay, fellatio. You know what I mean? That was straight out of my Shakespeare days, folks. I was like, "Are you what? Come on with this."
Hey, you're on the short list.
Yeah. Hey, now the short. I'm by the short ones, no doubt about it. They got me by the short and curlies. I'll tell you, that's an old expression. When was the last time you used that one? Short and curlies.
I've never used it. I think I heard it in a 1940s movie when I worked in a video store, VHS. So that was the 80s.
Well, you should have used it. It was a good expression. It was fun. Where are you headed to, by the way? You're home. I know the armoire. If you're on Patreon, you know that armoire. It's a beautiful piece of furniture. And,
1920s. Speaking of
1920s from Rhode Island. Did you bring it all the way down from Rhode Island?
This is Boston, Massachusetts, and I've had it for over 30 years.
Yeah.
And I have my 2 antique chairs that I bought when I was in college in the 80s for $20 each, and they're worth about $500 each.
Remember the Jeff Ross joke? We saw Angela Lansbury in an antique store. $30. All right.
Wow, he's pulling out some old shit here.
Yeah, I like that one. So you're home. I'm home. I'm leaving. So this will air Monday. I'm leaving Saturday. How about you? Let's get a coffee shot. There you go. Raise them up.
For coffee shots.
Boom.
I just dropped my lady off at Burbank, which is 12 minutes away. The Burbank Bob Hope Airport. And she's flying to JFK, and she'll be spending a week in New York doing shows. She has one private, and then she's running around. So I am Mr. Bachelor. I leave Sunday for a cruise out of Galveston, but here's the first thing I did after I dropped her off. She's like, "I'm going to miss you. I love you." And I'm like, yeah, beat it, lady. Because I wanted to get to the drive-through at Mickey D's. To get my
Look at you got
breakfast.
A whole they got
I do this
suitcase of food here. Holy
it's
shit.
Gigantic. This is the breakfast deluxe. And
oh man.
Let me just tell you the little story.
Who lives better than Al Ducharme? Who lives better than you?
Well, I do this probably once every 5 years. So but it was just like, I'm going by McDonald's. I'm like, there's nobody in the drive-thru. I'm like,
right.
Bloop. I go in and out. This thing was probably made last week and packed.
Yeah, but who cares?
It's 3 pancakes, 2 slices of bacon.
I've never had their breakfast.
A sausage patty, an English muffin, a hash brown, butter, and syrup for $7 and change.
It was good knowing you, dude. I'll see you on the other side when. What the?
Well,
fuck?
let me tie this in.
That's the end of El Ducharme, boy. That's
yesterday. Before we leave, she goes, "Hey, can we go to Blue Bottle, which is a rich people's coffee place across the way here? It's only a couple blocks away." And we were doing a little bit of a neighborhood walk until we get in a stretch. And I said, "Sure, baby." Now, normally we get them together and it comes out to 8 and change. I throw them
Usually come together is what you're saying.
Yeah, come together right now. So it's like $9 maybe with tip for 2 of them. We get there. There's 2 people working. One guy's not working. He's sitting on a box off to the back and he's on his phone flipping. The place has got about 8 people in it and it's small. And she's like, "I'll be right with you." And she's panicking. And she's trying to make frothy frost latte, mocha latte, oat milk bullshit.
Yeah.
And she's making, and there's all these hipsters in there and they're all like 20 years old and they probably work a tech job or they're a producer in a series. So they're all loaded. And then there's us. And he's not doing anything. This guy that works there, he's just flipping through his phone. And he looks up, he goes, "All right." He goes, "What do you have? What do you have?"
What?
So I go, "I'm not having it yet," to me. So I said, "I'm not going to have anything. What do you want, Bernie?" And she says, "I'll have a Gibraltar with oat milk," which is,
Yeah.
So she gets that. It comes out to $6.84 plus tax.
Plus tip?
And tip, a buck tip. And I wasn't going to tip him. And she reaches over and she hits the screen. Bloom, give me $1. It was more than my McDonald's breakfast.
That's, well, I mean, it's outrageous. It's wrong. You're,
We used to get 2 for that. Why is it 100% more than it was a year and a half ago?
Questions above my pay grade, man. Can't answer it.
If inflation is up 5-6%.
Yeah. They blame inflation, but
why does a product go up 40 to 60%?
But all the CEOs, they're getting big raises and they're blaming inflation for the prices. Meanwhile,
so everybody's gouging, but everybody's gouging.
Everyone is.
And it's a domino effect because if they're getting gouged by their suppliers, then they do it. They pass it on to we're all getting fucked.
Well, we are. You and I, the guy in our lot in life, we're getting fucked. You know what I mean? That the middle class guy is vanishing. I mean, he's just it's either you have that money for that special coffee or you're living in the street. There's no middle ground anymore.
And John Stewart said, along with our medical. Oh, let me turn this off. A medical insurance is subsidized 70% by taxpayers' money from the government. And then they go ahead and charge us another premium on top of that. And then they say, it doesn't cover this, it doesn't cover that, and that's outside of the network. We're fucked.
This is, I know. Well,
we have to have a civil war.
Well, I think it's funny. I was just talking to somebody 2 days ago.
I don't want one.
We were having a cigar, and that was his take on the whole thing was, it's going to have to, people are going to have to rise up because we did it once in the Revolutionary War. We're going to have to do it again. Going to have to rise up. It's enough. Enough is enough. Like, when does enough become the point where you go, fuck this? I don't see us rising up, though. As America, I don't see us as a people rising up. I don't see it. Do you? Rising up, really? People are going to they're going to watch Netflix and go, tell me when it's over. Tell me how we're doing. You know what I mean?
So was the pandemic planned so that it would set us back? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I hear all these things and I'm like, maybe there's something to it.
I never was, and I'm the same way. I hear this shit now and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they're right. Maybe that is true. You know what I mean? There seems to be a lot to it. Mm-hmm. And you kind of listen and go, well, it's like 9/11. If you watch enough 9/11 videos on YouTube and listen to some people, you're going to go, well, that's true, right? Yeah. Like, that wouldn't just drop.
Right.
Like, that's fucked up. So,
well, then they said
no.
The World Trade Centers, they had the asbestos only up to like the 42nd floor. And then they changed the code where they didn't have to have asbestos above that. And that's why it burned and collapsed under its own weight. I could believe that too, if you want to throw some science in there.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not smart enough.
The
to realize,
wet market and the pandemic. That's the one that put me more into the Joe Rogan category of what the fuck.
Oh, you mean the bat? Someone eating a bat? And
yeah, and then all of a sudden the lab that's funded $80 million by Fauci is right there next to the wet market. And I'm like, how convenient. And why wasn't that lab 25 miles outside of the 13 million people that live in
These
there?
are a lot of good questions. And I've seen a lot of people smarter than me say Fauci should be in a jail under the jail. And, and these are people who are not crazy, conspiracy type people who just from facts are saying, what the fuck? This guy and he walked away. He was able to retire and just walk away.
He got his throat surgery, so he doesn't talk like this anymore. He talks like this now. And he's 81, 82, and he's a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
And regarded as a hero in many of his.
Well, still, you think? I mean, you got to be a real fucking twat
isn't that what you want to go
thinking Fauci's a hero?
What I'm saying is, it backfire on him.
Yeah, I would hope. But everyone's so blind. It's the same thing with the people wearing the MAGA hats, and everyone has their thing, and they're locked in. They know everything he did, and they go, "I don't care, doesn't matter." There was a guy I was watching today on TikTok, and he was like, he literally was saying like he could kill a guy. He could go out in the White House and just kill a guy on camera. He goes, "I'm with him. I don't care." Like nothing would take them away. So you got those people. You got your Fauci people. You got all your little camps. We're in little groups of.
We're divided.
Yeah, beyond divided. Not even divided.
Each side there's multiple sides now. It's not
subsets and
there's like they're all divided within. Even the Democrats and the Republican parties themselves have subdivisions, and they're all splintered. It's
subdivisions. That was a good song. Rush.
Oh,
was that?
Right.
I remember subdivisions.
Wow.
In the shopping malls.
Yeah.
No. All right. You know what killed me? And I had an offer, a buddy of mine, TJ Mark Walter. He goes, "Hey, you work in April, whatever, 10th. I go, "I am." "What's up?" He goes, shit.
Well, how much?
Ticket.
Give me the fucking dollar figure, motherfucker.
No, this was not this was a come to Vegas and see fish with me at the Sphere.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Oh, dude, I got cans. I'm working." He's like, "All right." He goes, "I'm just throw it out there." Because I got the ticket. He goes, "I got billionaire points. I'd fly out and free ticket." I was like, it's in the middle of a 2-week thing. I'm not going to cancel, but I got to see the Sphere.
I do too. Sphere, I wanted to see U2's residency. Are they coming back?
The reviews are not good for them. The Sphere is great. The reviews for U2 were like all new songs. Didn't play any old shit. Fuck them.
Oh, well, I won't do that. You better not do that. I went to go see Van Morrison, and he did like 2 albums that weren't even. One was just released, and another one. And I'm like,
yeah,
do the fucking hits, man.
No kidding. Why do you think we do old material? I don't want to do old material, but I have to. People want it.
They want the greatest.
I would rather just do all my new stuff, but I can't. The people come in and they said, "We want to hear you say Biggie," and I go, "Fuck it, I'll do it." So
Restless Legs, one of my favorites.
Gotta do.
You're not physical, and you only do one physical bit, and that's it. And when I watch you and you don't do it, I am so disappointed.
It's very physical. They had a matting on the stage on one of the ships for the that rubber matting on the main theater floor. And I did Restless Legs, and I kicked it up, and the pieces were coming out because they look like jigsaw puzzles. Big jigsaw rubber piece, and they were all over the place. And the guys are like, "What the fuck, dude?" I go, I move around a little bit. I'm very physical,
Only that one bit.
So where are you headed, man? You're headed out. So Sunday,
Galveston, old Galveston.
Oh, Galveston. And what ship is that?
That's going to be the Voyager of the Seas, the old girl.
The OG.
Yeah.
That was the original game changer. Back in the day.
5-day cruise.
All right, that's nice. Now, speaking of that box you just held up, have you had that now? Is that empty?
Yeah, it's empty. I couldn't finish it all. I put half of it in the fridge.
Had the Mickey D breakfast.
Yeah, and but check this out. I might take this as my carry-on when I fly.
I've I've never seen that. I've never seen a cardboard box from McDonald's.
When I pulled up to the drive-through, they had.
I didn't know they had pancakes.
They had 3 guys with a forklift.
Yeah. They go, this is the guy. This guy just dropped off his wife at the airport, obviously. You know,
this is my way. This is my way of saying "fuck you, Blue Bottle."
Right.
This is America, and also me being Mr. Bachelor. I'm like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to answer to anybody.
Was it good? I mean, you know what it is. Was it good though?
It was very tasty.
It was tasty. That's amazing. McDonald's is amazing because it's shit, and we all know it's shit. But if you go there, it's good.
Well, I haven't had their hamburgers in years. I've had their filet of fish and French fries. I think I do filet of fish,
flies,
and French fries.
You said French flies.
I have French flies.
That would be. That's a West Coast Mickey D's thing. You know, it's a little bougie for the East Coasters. We don't do that. We don't go French flies.
You're making shit up. I have to listen to this now in post. But I'll do that every year and a half, 2 years. I'll do the filet of fish.
I've never had the filet of fish at Mickey D's.
Don't do it.
No.
Now sometimes they put the right amount of tartar sauce on, but most of the time it's like
seems like it would still suck.
It's like a squirt, so it puts too much on. So you have to scrape some of that off.
Ah, good God.
Yeah.
Do they still do a hot apple pie?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I just know if I do go, it's going to be filet of fish, small fry, and again, this every 5 years I'll get the deluxe breakfast.
Well, that's an impressive.
But I could never bring that in my house if my wife was here.
Well, no, you wouldn't want to do it regular. It's is there a level of embarrassment? Did you have any embarrassment pulling up and ordering that thing?
No, because I knew that I was going to show it off on the pod today for Patreon members. And if you'd like to be a Patreon member and support our podcast for as little as $5 a month, you could do so at Patreon/2Als1Pod. You get to see all kinds of extra video, backstage stuff.
Yeah. I put a little backstage. I was in Spring Hill, Florida, last Saturday.
Stop bragging.
I know. I put a little backstage there. It was a real theater, like one of those theaters where you go. It always blows my mind, like what we do. We're just one person with a microphone, but then you see backstage, they'll have like Annie, the entire cast, and an orchestra and city sets of a city, and we're like, we do the same show, and we have just us, one person standing there, But
how much were tickets on that gig?
Tickets were $25.
How many comedians?
We had it was me and Tommy Bell and a guy named Kevin Holly hosted it. So he did like 5. Tommy did about 30, and I did 55.
What'd you have in attendance? 300, 500?
We had I would say 3 in the 3.
3 and change.
3 and change.
I'm doing the quick math in my head. Holy shit! You got $50 for that.
That was quick math. Well, you're right in the ballpark. You're not far from there, but it was only it was an hour drive. I was actually late because it was on US 19, but I literally hit every light that could turn red.
Right. You were late, so they couldn't start the show because you were hosting, right?
I was headlining, sir, and they started on time.
This is what comics do to one another.
I missed Kevin.
So you got bumped up to middle,
and Tommy was on already. So it was nice to walk in backstage, 10 minutes maybe, then get on, do my thing, and then the booker's like, "Hey, I just Venmo'd you," and I'm like, "Okay," and get in the car and head the fuck home, and probably should have got one of those McDonald's boxes on the way home. That'd have been fun. I haven't done that in a long time.
I can't tell you how many times because of Venmo having it go off on my way to the gig. Bloom, so and so paid you.
Ooh, it's good and bad though. I like it, but I don't want to go down. my interest level is.
Well, yeah, it's like, fuck, I could turn around right now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, I've been paid. Now I got to go. Because that's the one thing about the gig. You're like, at the end, I go, at least tonight I'm going to get paid.
It's the carrot in front of the horse pulling the carriage. It's like,
which you don't get on a cruise. That's kind of what's weird on a cruise. You can go out and work and do your shows, but you won't really, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, before it's wired
in. Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's wired into your agent's account, and then you see it 2 weeks later. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, do you?
Or 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, or 5 weeks, or when they deem it proper to.
Mine's been pretty good, I will say. There's a couple of new people. Well, they've been there over a year now. That filled the whatever gap that was. Now it's kind of a well-oiled machine. But for a while there was like, did I get paid? Let me go back. Let me. I got to do accounting. Holy shit!
It's tricky when you're on your own doing it and working almost every week, and then you're owed money from a month ago or 3 weeks, some reimbursement. It's hard to keep track of that shit. It's a little tricky.
It's the reimbursements are more difficult.
Yeah,
because the pay is the big check.
Yeah, mine's the reimbursements of the big check.
Now
my pay is very low.
What question? Are you getting your regular pay in full, one shot, or is it broken up?
Always was. Interesting you ask. Maybe there's a reason for your question. Always was broken up. I got paid, my last check yesterday was in full. Yeah,
because mine the last month have been in full.
And it's interesting.
For about 2 years, they were like for 2 days of a cruise,
right?
For 5 days,
right?
It was like 3 weeks.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
I don't need the $804. I want the whole thing.
Right. No, and it shouldn't take 3 weeks to pay off 1 week of work. But I'm interested because I had just sent an email to them a week or two ago, and I was like, I still don't understand the pay system. Can you please explain it to me? Like, why does it take 3 weeks? I don't get it. And then they didn't write back on that. But then when I got my check, it was all in full. So I was like, is this a coincidence? Does this have anything to do? But now that you say that, I guess it was a coincidence that they had been maybe working on.
They're getting bombarded with emails and phone calls going, hey, what's going on here?
Right.
That's our pay system now.
It's like, well, it's good that with internet, one of the big things I think with internet's been great for people like us. When we used to do this 10, 15 years ago, you're on your own. Nobody knew anything. Now we're all communicating with each other about everything. And you do find out, like, so you get people, it's a little easier to go, hey, where's my dough? Or blah, blah, blah. Oh, he got paid, or Johnny gets paid and she gets paid. I remember when I started in cruising, you just didn't know anything. You were like on your own out there. And
in the dark.
It was a vacuum. Nobody represented you in that sense of, you just went on. You didn't know if you did well or not.
Yeah.
It was
all in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah. So things have gotten better that way. And I hope you enjoy South Africa. That'll be a fun trip for you, though. I think you'll get some good video. It'll take about 2.5 days to get there. 2.5.
I don't play Sun City.
No, you can't. Can't play Sun City. I wouldn't play Sun City either. No way. Anybody under?
Ain't gonna play Sun City.
Anybody under 75 doesn't understand the ref, but that's okay. Hey, we have a question.
It's an 80s reference. Wait a minute. Do we have
yeah, but think about that. It's an 80s reference, and how old would you have to be? How old would you have to be in the 80s to understand it? At least say 15. That was 40 years ago. I mean, holy
you said 75 for the joke effect.
Yeah.
Can we do the question things again? I just did the whole celebration of questions.
And now I can't wait to run to the bathroom after that McDonald's breakfast. Have you already gone? That thing's already gone, isn't it?
That thing's gone. That's sailed.
Oh, okay.
That Trident nuclear power sub was launched this morning. I broke a bottle over the bow.
A bottle of Pepto-Bismol. That thing. Then you took a squat and a half. Holy God. Pancakes.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Bruh. You ate it, Al.
You ate it.
That was another Al. That was our third Al.
You can call me Betty. Betty, you can call me Al.
You can call him Al. Put Al right here. Drop him right there. Al from Alka-Seltzer. Oh, wait. That makes sense. I wonder if they went Al because of Alka-Seltzer. Or was he Pepto? Was he Pepto-Bismol?
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Alka-Seltzer, right? Alka?
Right, but the commercial with "You ate it, Al." The guy, I can't believe he ate the whole thing.
I don't know. I was 3. I was 3. You were 16.
I was married with 4 kids. I wonder though, because Alka-Seltzer. I wonder if he's Al because Alka-Seltzer.
Could be.
Could be. You ate it, Al. Anyway, yes, we do have a question. I meant to send you the question.
Are we doing? You
get weepy.
You got questions. This part of the show, the podcast, is called Questions, where we answer listeners' questions.
Questions. Thank you there. Here we go. Ready? Well, I'm trying to find it. Have it. Hold on.
He's having a stroke this episode.
I'm full stroke. My handwriting.
Claire!
All right. It used to be better. I think I stroke out when I write this shit. Have any of your comedic performances? That's what threw me. Have any of your comedic performances been harshly criticized? Have any of your harshly criticized? Well, I mean, usually they will throw things at Al. They'll boo. They'll walk out in disgust, but I don't know about harshly criticized.
But they always have me back because that reaction is more entertaining than anything else. It's like the Blues Brothers playing that rock and roll club and they're behind the chicken wire.
Yeah.
I had a student review my show in the paper, like a 20-year-old student. I had 12 people in a cafeteria, and the 12 people had no idea. It was a nooner, and they reviewed it, and it was pretty heinous.
Reviewed a nooner?
Yeah.
A nooner, by the way, folks, is a show you do at noon in a college. A lot of times in a cafeteria, maybe on a table. People are eating and studying, and you're annoying them.
It was $1,200 some 28 years ago, and I had another college.
That's like $1,400 today.
Yeah. But I had another college that evening, like 45 minutes away. So
sweet.
For a lot more money. So I was killing it.
Yeah.
So I took it. I said, my agent said, do you want to do it? I said, yeah. And then I got that bad review, and then it went up. They posted it. I had to go and ask them to take it down. I go, that doesn't seem fair. Well, the student is, trying to, major in journalism. I'm like, they're 20 years old. They gave him a chunk of the paper. So they had to come up with something. And they said, I'll cover the comedian. So I was kind of like a guinea pig.
Were you the only comic on the show?
Yes, it was a one-person show. I was scheduled to do 1 hour.
Oh,
I think I made it to 41 minutes.
No, that's impressive.
That was rough.
That's
only because I had lunch.
Wow.
So yes, that's my story.
So you were harshly.
Al's perfect. He's never had a bad review.
I certainly have. I don't remember any though. Harshly. I was trying to think of that. I just got the question this morning. Harshly criticized. I don't really. I mean, offhand, I'm sure I have. I just don't remember. Like the reviews were always kind of, they were nice back in the day, and I don't know. So harshly criticized. I remember there was a club, Side Splitters in Tampa, and there was a guy who used to come in and ask, "Who's here tonight?" And then they would say, "So and so," and you go, oh, "Okay, good." And they go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Al Romas isn't here." And the guy would go, "No, not tonight." He goes, "Good. I don't like him." So he just didn't. There was a guy, he just didn't like me.
Well, did you hit on his girl?
No idea what anything of it's based on. I guess just comedy, but that's what he would say to them, where it became a running joke where, when I would show up and they'd be like, "Hey, you're a big fan. Just asked if you're going to be here." And I was like, "I don't know who this is. I didn't do anything." But this guy would be like, "I don't like him. So that's harshly, but no, I don't really have a harshly criticized story for you there. Friend who I didn't write your name down, but
There's your answer. And by the way,
There's your answer.
the 12 people that were there to watch the comedy were actually
Enjoyed it. They
watching
enjoyed
it. But the other 200 who are eating
Yeah.
lunch behind them,
Yeah.
they're like,
Well,
what the fuck is this?
hey,
Well, some of them were
Yankee
studying.
Yankee Candle's funny at noon or midnight. I don't give a shit when. So you killed with that
I
Yankee
did
Candle
close with the restless legs bit. Your restless
bit.
legs bit. So.
And it wasn't even a thing yet, and people still responded to it in 1968 whenever you were doing it. But that's good. I meant to ask you. Looking at the news today. What do you think of this? What they're calling in England, Kate Gate. What about this Kate Gate?
Disappearance of Kate.
What's going on over there?
Middleton.
What's going on, Alfred? Yeah.
Well, she went in for surgery, right?
Did she?
And well, we don't know. Has she surfaced?
Nope.
She's posted, right?
They posted a doctored Photoshop picture of her on England's Mother's Day.
And she claims that she doctored it up, and they're not supposed to doctor up photos and give them to the press.
Things really doctored, though. I don't think she did it. It seems like they're gonna have to come forward and with some truth soon.
Yeah. Why would the queen? I'm sorry, princess. Why would the princess, who's going to, could be queen someday? Why would she be dealing with any of the releases, the press releases? That's all handled. That's all handled.
Then there was story she was in a coma.
She doesn't even wipe her ass anymore.
No, she's been in a coma for a month. And then the other story is William was cheating. They have this girl, they have her, and she was cheating, and the marriage is all fucked up now. And then Kate went away in a sense, like I'm out of here. So this whole illness operation all could be bullshit because he's been banging this other.
I think
princess.
If you're from royalty, you should have a harem.
A who?
You should have like a bunch of little ladies, little girls.
Oh, I mean,
of age. You should be able to.
A harem.
Yeah. What did I say?
Oh, well, your Rhode Island accent, it sounded like a heroin. I thought maybe you should have a heroin addiction.
Well,
all royalty should be on heroin.
You're from Long Island, and you love chocolate, so there you go.
I don't love chocolate. How Long Island is love. I got you. Okay.
You love chocolate.
Yeah, it's interesting though. I like these things because I don't give a shit at all, so it's fun.
It's fascinating. It piques interest. It's like what is going on here?
But then I feel like but this is all to cover up, shit before the aliens come and rape us all and kill us. Because, So it really feels like, what's this little weird distraction that's got me looking over there? Like, what's going on over here? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Harry and his wife, Markle, whatever her name is, they're like,
yeah. Well, exactly. Finally, yeah. But that would be interesting if old Billy Boy was banging some other chick, and that'd be crazy. The guy would be nuts. I mean, you're going to be the king, and probably, Charles
cancer. He's got prostate cancer.
Yeah, and that's going to be the
queen. He's being treated for prostate cancer.
Do we know it's prostate? Do we know? Do we know what's really going on, Alfred?
No,
we don't know.
No. I think I think he went down on Camilla too many times. And
oh, wow! Why the long face? Now she's a good woman. She came in third last week at Aqueduct, and I won some money. So, cheers to you, Cammy baby. Oh man! So you're off on Sunday. You doing what? 1 week out there on the OG?
5-day mofo.
Goddamn right, 5-day cruise, and then home. 5 and out, or
no? I'm gonna overnight. I'm gonna overnight in Miami, and then my lady is gonna fly in from JFK, and we're taking a flight to Aruba, and we're gonna be at Aruba Rays for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And then my next ship, Celebrity Beyond, I'm going to walk onto the ship in Aruba. How often can that happen?
I don't think I've ever had that happen. So that's pretty nice.
So the cruise line is flying me to Miami. I'm going to rendezvous with my wife. Aruba Ray is flying us to Aruba.
Okay.
I walk out of the resort down the street and I get on a cruise ship.
Nice. Nice, baby.
So I'm going
So
for
you're
another
doing,
month. I was away
yeah, I
for
was
a
gonna
month, and
say
now
it's
I'm
a
going.
month out, but
Yeah. Our electric
not
and
all
gas
ship.
bills are very low lately.
Yeah. Well, nice. I mean, it would be weird if they weren't, right? I mean, so Bernie's doing the 2 weeks with you in Aruba.
Yeah, she'll be there for 10
Nice.
days. Yeah,
Okay.
be there for 10
Very
days.
good. Cool, man. When's your Miami? Maybe I'll be in Miami. Maybe we could rendezvous.
That would be
It'll be a Sunday or a Saturday.
Sunday.
I'm there on Saturdays. We fill up the big boat on that thing's going to be tomorrow, whatever it is I'm getting on there. Spring break, the Icon, built for kids and families. I think the days of enjoying a half feeling empty ship might be over.
They're sold out.
Oh, they sold out already.
Well, here's the thing. They've already been sold out, but now you have 4 people berth.
Right.
With
That's
bunk
the difference.
beds, so it's going to double.
That's the diff. Yep. So it's going to be packed, but I'll tell you that that promenade widening and those elevators, destination elevators, changed everything.
Wow.
And I bet every ship that goes in a dry dock, if it's feasible, they'll take those and change them into
if it's cost
destination
effective.
elevators. It's fantastic.
Well, if you do that figuration, the math, if you get the Oppenheimer mind going, you'll say, hey, if the elevators cost 3 times more than the regular elevator, but people are getting to their destinations faster and they're spending money quicker and more often, then at the end of the day, they pay for themselves and a profit.
Yeah. I hope they think that way, because they do. They change everything. I mean, the idea of those like the Voyager, that thing. It's an older, but it's big. But those elevators can get fucking crowded and slow, and that'd be a perfect ship for those to next time they dry dock it.
Yeah, they have the internet down finally, thanks to Elon Musk. Now, if they can harness that technology and hook it up to the elevators, then we've got something.
Goddamn right. Yeah. So you're out there a while, man. We'll be podcasting from ships, from Aruba. I'll be on. I'm doing a couple weeks on the old Icon, and then home, and then I'm going to a princess cruise. Me, princess. I've never.
You're a princess.
It's outrageous. Oh, I am. Thank you. My daddy says so. He said that was our secret. What? All right.
Now put this
on.
How
did you know?
Now put on this tiara and bend over. How did we get there? How did we go blue? We went blue.
That was that's Irish foreplay, right? Bend over, Maggie. I'm taking me due.
Oh my God. Oh, we're gonna get canceled again.
Goddamn right. Thank God. Please. And well, that's it for me. I'm closing up the book on that's how we'll end these from now on. I'm closing up the book on this podcast. And unless you got something else, Alfred, let's
I brought props.
You did. Thank God. I'll be honest though, I didn't know. I guess I knew, but I didn't know McDonald's did pancakes, French toast. Wasn't aware.
Just say, because you used to go to Publix, you'd order your sandwich and then you walk in and it was made. You just picked it up. It was all paid.
That's right. Still do.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Try the breakfast. Get the deluxe in this big thing here.
I can't.
I want you to do it, and bring your box. Bring your box on, and we'll talk about it. Because I think for it's garbage, and if you're doing it every 5 years, just try it. I'm sure it's great. I mean, I'm not joking about that. I'm just joking. I didn't know it existed. Well, I dropped her off at the airport in Burbank, and I knew I'm coming home. I'm like, I'm not going to cook breakfast.
Right.
And the drive-through was empty, which is a rarity in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So I went blip, blip. I'm driving home. I can smell my breakfast. Now I'm even more hungry. I come in, I eat breakfast. I set up the pod.
I'm willing to guess you can still smell that breakfast if you pass by the shitter on ground floor. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I did have to make an appointment for the plumber to swing by and fix things because I really trashed the plumbing, and I tested.
So when you go pancakes, French, does it egg McMuffin? Do we get an egg McMuffin?
No,
in
it's
that
scrambled
box?
eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
English muffin, hash brown, 3
All right.
pancakes, 2 bacon strips, and a sausage patty, syrup and butter.
Damn.
Utensils and a stack of napkins. So now I have napkins, paper napkins for days because I'm a bachelor.
Right.
I'm not
one more day.
I don't bring the cloth napkins out like she does.
You don't have cloth napkins. You guys don't have
they're
cloth
old.
napkins.
They're old cut up diapers.
All right.
Is that our pod?
That's it. That's the pod.
Say goodbye to the listeners, Al.
Goodbye, listeners.
I'm waiting for you to say it. I was going to say it in unison. Peace. Go ahead, say it.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Peace of ass.
Whoa.
So long, Mel. Have a good trip.
You.
Iceberg dead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the 2 Al's 1 Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What? Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/forwardthe2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.